Yeah, I think it's like a little delay, or it's frozen one. Yeah, I think it's like a little delay,
Oh yeah.
or it's frozen one.
Wait, is that you playing something back?
Yeah, that was me on YouTube saying it. Like it's like a 10-second delay. I think it's like a little delay,
Oh yeah.
or it's frozen one.
Wait, is that you playing something back?
Yeah, that was me on YouTube saying it. Like it's like a 10-second delay. I think it's like a little delay.
Oh yeah.
All right, well, I muted my YouTube. I'm just gonna keep doing that. You still can hear me, all right?
Yeah.
All right.
Mo said tried with the iPad asking him to sign into his Zoom account or sign into what?
I don't understand. What is he? Bible iPad asked me to sign in.
Zoom login? Something else.
Okay. Like I can't have him sign into the Zoom. It doesn't make any sense. Hmm.
Right.
Around it. Your name to kill someone else with an act like that, and also the acknowledgement that, as you said, he's a star. I mean, he has an incredibly huge following, and that my concern, and I thought he shared with me, that millions, if not tens of millions of kids globally would see him as having done something that was celebrating in a way. You know, that using that action. So at least it was that.
Damn, I don't know.
He was taking this seriously. So I was shocked. So this weekend, that video. Now we're in the process of investigating it. Figure out exactly what happened the best we can, man. It's videos been remaining on that, but we'll figure out exactly what happened there.
Let's shift to where we are and we're here this draft and Victor Wembanyama, because there is no doubt that he has been called a generational talent, the best prospect since X or Y, or maybe just the best prospect. I want to hear it in your words. What do you see in Victor Wembanyama?
First of all, I had the opportunity to meet him. We played a game in Paris. It's the Bulls and the Pistons. in January, came to the game, sack side, so I had an opportunity to spend some time with him. So first of all, just my impression was he's an incredible young man, 19 years old, but he's at least I didn't take out a yardstick or a meter stick, whatever they use in France, but he certainly seemed all 70 to me.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's already a professional. Has been a professional for years.
Wouldn't be like 7'4", 7'3".
7'5", 7'5", 7'5" with the 7'9" wingspan or something like that.
This is cheese.
You know, but son, I'm looking at these highlights. There's no he's not going against anybody that he's gonna see.
Yeah, that's true. But he's tall. He's tall.
But he's skinny. I mean, Embiid. I mean, Joker would kill this kid, man.
Yeah, he's
I don't-
gonna put some pounds on.
But
But
he's gonna have to put some weight on.
I mean, he's 19, bro. He got time. He got
Look,
time.
I mean, do you see him doing anything that you haven't seen Chet do?
Defensively, I think that's what separates him from pretty much Bobo, Chet. Like, he's a shot blocker.
Shot blocking him?
I don't love his fadeaways because it's kind of like it's 7'5".
But a cat like that, you just put him in pick and roll action. I mean, is he going to be able to?
I think he could move the puppies enough. I'm not saying he's Kawhi out there, but I think he could stay in front of you, and then when you pull up, the wingspan works for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but he's 19. He's not a finished project, but
Yeah, I'll be interested to see. You can't do it. You can't do it. You could never do it. I might feel more comfortable not having the first pick in the draft this year.
What? No,
I don't see Wembanyama as a can't miss
there's no
prospect.
such thing as a can't miss. Like I thought Shaq was going to have to learn how to shoot. You know what I mean? Like I thought LeBron was playing against 5'10" white kids. I don't think I've ever seen a can't miss. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
Yeah, like his floor, like people act like his floor is 10-time All-Star.
oh no, his floor is Bobo.
So his floor is Bobo.
Yeah, that's his floor.
Okay,
I'm big on him. I think prospect. I'm not saying prospect wise. I think he's the best prospect I've ever seen. Prospect. Yeah. Because to me, I wasn't big on LeBron. Like to me, LeBron, I think it's like Rashard Lewis. I didn't get it. I didn't get it. Best prospects in Shaq. I would say.
Oh, we're not being prisoners of the moment.
He's 7'4", 7'5". Like, and I'm not even saying it'll work out. I'm just saying potentially. I've never seen nobody like this. Because even like Penny Hardaway, I thought was like almost like a can't miss. He's a 6'7" at this point. He's a 6'7" guard. It's not. You could find another one. You can't. This is not going to find another one.
He was a shoot that you realize the
7'5", 175 pounds. That's problematic for me.
Yeah.
That's very problematic for me, and I just don't like what. I don't know. I gotta see it. I gotta see it. I gotta see it on the NBA.
To me, it's a combination of skill set and height. That's what it is. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
no, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
I don't want to seem like I'm thinking like, oh, he's going to win 10 championships and all that. I'm not going that far, but I'm just saying, as a prospect, I've seen Derrick Rose, John Morant. It's like Scoot Henderson, Westbrook, Derrick Rose, John Morant. That's cool. That's not like that's cool, but
No, I get what I'm just saying. There's only one cat that I've seen come into this league with his frame, Wembanyama's frame, that has bulked up. I mean, two. I guess Durant, you could say bulked up over the years, and Giannis.
Giannis, yes. Durant, I think that's he just
I
put
think
on actual. He just got older and put on some
Right.
weight. I don't
Right,
think
that's what I'm. When I say bulked up, that's what I mean. Put on weight.
Mhm.
I mean, Giannis obviously is sculpted. I don't think Wembanyama needs to do. I just think he needs to put on weight, but you just don't. I don't know, man. It'll really just depend on the team he goes to, the workout regimens that they put on him. His career is gonna come down to health more than anything else, probably.
Was there all their entire offseason? It was their preseason. It was a hamper. It was a damper on their anticipation of next year because they know it's not going to be a part of what they're guys. It was like, yeah.
Does he have a Zoom account? A Zoom login?
Now we all have the same one, so
Oh.
I'm sending him the login. Maybe he has to log in, but it doesn't make any sense because you didn't have to do it. But
I'm logged into my own Zoom account
oh, you are.
already. Yeah. My regular Zoom
Oh, so
account.
maybe he does. Maybe he does. Maybe when he reset everything, it kicked him out.
Conference finals. LeBron back in this round for the 12th time in his career. He's on the road in Denver. We're counting it down for you on ESPN.
So who would you say is the best prospect? I mean, like the greatest prospect.
I mean, it's hard for me to say anybody beside LeBron. I mean, LeBron was getting hyped from, at least freshman year in high school and even a little bit before that. I mean, like the hype LeBron was getting, if it was today in today's social media era, like prompts to it would be crazy and whatnot. I mean,
But would you say he's the best prospect? Because hype is one thing, but would you say if you, like out of all the dudes coming in the league, you saw like, oh, will be the closest thing to a can't miss? Like, because I feel like Zion got hype. I just ignored it.
Zion definitely got hype. Zion definitely got hype. But again, it was I think Zion I think Wembanyama's hype is more than Zion. I think Zion's hype was probably the most that we had seen up since LeBron. I think Zion probably had the most hype since LeBron up until this point.
They keep telling me, I don't remember AD hype. I just, you know what I mean? Like he won a national.
I mean, it wasn't hype. It wasn't hype
right.
like that. He was definitely,
like Tim Duncan. Like he was a clear cut one, but it wasn't no hype.
Yeah, but it wasn't that type of. I mean, he didn't have that. Like these guys had that hype coming out of high school. Zion had that hype coming out of high school, even though he wasn't the number one overall prospect in his class. He had that hype coming out of high school. I think AD didn't really get that hype until the start of the season, and then as the season started to progress, and then at the end of the year, you knew he was the clear cut one. But that's different than what we're talking about. Yeah, I don't know if there was Anthony Davis sweepstakes.
I kind of feel he was the clear cut. But yeah, I to me, he almost got less hype than Duncan. I feel like Duncan was more.
Yeah, I mean, but when like NBA teams wasn't tanking their season from opening night for Anthony Davis like they was for Wembanyama, like they was for LeBron, like they were for Zion.
That's true. That's
you know what I mean. Like from opening night this year, teams were openly tanking. You don't see that often. You don't see that often. I mean, obviously the Celtics did that for Tim Duncan. They tried to tank for Tim Duncan and ended up losing the lottery.
Yeah.
Ended up losing the lottery.
Yeah, that was tough. Chauncey and Antoine Walker. No, Walker was before that. But Chauncey and Derek Anderson. It wasn't good.
Something like that. Yeah.
America is on its way to becoming
invalid email and password. That's the
password, though. No, tell me about the email.
The Lion sober, and believe it or not, We don't have enough silver to cover America's energy requirements, let alone the world.
So is silver really expensive then?
It's not. Start with Noble Gold's Gold and Silver Investment Guide. Go to noblegoldinvestments.com. The adventure of a lifetime. For histories waiting to be made. Destiny sitting in the balance. This is more than a game. It's a question. The ultimate treasure.
We need professional ground. Three. That's it, bro. Yeah, I don't know.
Good news for the home team. The Nuggets will have Jamal Murray on the floor tonight. He's been ill, but he is available to play tonight. He's had 5 40-point
They
games.
whitewashing my son Melo. He's not going to exist after a while. He's never there.
Oh, where? Denver?
Yep. Never happened.
What you mean? They don't ever talk about it?
Never talk about it. They gave away his number can't be retired because it's Joker now. Same thing with Ray Allen. Same thing. Ray Allen and Melo. Never happened, bro. Never happened.
Looking like he's Kevin Durant.
Mo. Yes.
He is.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
Generational talent. It's just the place, the city, the metropolitan mood where he plays. There'll be a party every night, 41 times a year plus playoffs.
Hey, is Wemby must see TV? I don't know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
He's must see.
Yeah. You're gonna watch. You're gonna watch his first couple of games. You know you are. Even if you don't think he's going to pan out, you're going to want to see it at least.
Sorry, boy, guys. I'm trying to fix my stuff. Had to take the.
Oh, by the way, Mo, we live, but I don't think nobody's in there yet anyway. So.
Sorry, fellas.
Nah, take it.
Are you serious? This one?
It's been a runaway freight train. The express went hype. It started 2 years ago. He was on the cover last year of Sports Illustrated. He's the best high school player I've ever seen. He's better than Kobe Bryant at this stage. He is a
Whoa, better than Kareem. Relax, Billis. Relax. Relax, Billis. Relax.
Victor now an 18-year-old Brian.
Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry.
To be a really good choice. I tend to think that in today's game, you might favor Victor a little bit. So it's going to be CEOs media attention or the other night. It's not so easy. I try to prepare it when there's a situation. We have any leverage. Basketball God will decide to get this first pick. It doesn't matter where he goes. It didn't matter where Tim Duncan went. It didn't matter where LeBron.
Kind of mattered where Tim Duncan went. Kind of mattered.
Huh?
Kind of mattered where Tim Duncan went.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, it kind of mattered. Kind of mattered.
Fried red snapper.
I'm torn because I want to see him succeed. I kind of want him to go to San Antonio as much as I dislike San Antonio.
Yeah, that'd probably be the perfect fit for him.
I really dislike San Antonio, but that's the best system for him to go to. It's proven. Like I can't even.
Probably.
Like it's a proven.
I think just because it's not going to be in the limelight, he's not going to have that pressure of.
Oh, Kyle, I gotta say what's up to you. I haven't heard from you in a while since that team behind you got spanked in Miami. I haven't heard from you. I haven't seen you in a while.
Look, I haven't. Hold on, son.
Just
son.
want to say
I've been-
congratulations on a great Knicks season. That's exactly what y'all do.
It was.
Yeah.
It was a great season.
Yeah,
It was a great
that's
season.
what the Knicks do. You know, mediocrity.
I mean,
since 76.
that's what 29 of the teams are going to end up doing. It's only one champion at the end of the year,
Hey, I hear
you
you. I
know.
hear you.
But
Mediocrity since 76. I understand it. I could do
but
it.
I mean, you know, you either going up or you going down, and you know, we going up.
Can we agree live on the air that New York needs to trade Julius Randle? Can we agree on that? Can we get that on the record? Can we get
We
that
can
on the
agree
record?
that New York definitely needs to at least explore the idea of it.
Oh, okay,
Strong.
okay.
They need to strongly consider it.
I, I,
We can agree
I'm,
on
wa-
that.
I'm wearing them down, America. I'm wearing them down. Last year, you had to keep them.
Uh,
This year, you got to consider it. I'm gonna get you there, Kyle. I'm gonna get you there.
yeah, yeah. I mean, he's building up a little bit of a
Nice little resume for
resume,
you, huh?
little
You like
resume.
that
He's
resume?
building up.
You like that?
I don't like that
114 out of
postseason.
116. 114
Yeah.
out of 116. You like that?
Uh,
You like that?
The gaffer
I like
data.
it.
But hold on. All of this talk and not one single mention of Jalen Brunson. Not one single
Oh,
mention
no,
of
you missed
Jalen
it.
Brunson.
He's
As far
only
as the
bright light in
podcast,
the darkness.
as far as the podcast, he's solidified.
Yeah,
Hold
like
on, hold on. This
he's
which
still
episode?
giving him
I didn't see the
giving him
most
his
recent episode.
The
I didn't
most
see the
recent.
most recent episode
Yeah.
one, but
we
the
give
one
him his props.
before, Mo was calling Jalen Brunson solid. He
Yeah,
wouldn't
he
even
is
give
solid.
him the star. He wouldn't even give him star status.
He's
He
a
would
solid
not even give him
guard,
star
man.
status.
Okay, he's a solid point guard.
That's
Light in
your
the
beef.
darkness.
I have him as an all NBA. You know, he could have made all NBA.
Yeah, and I said last show that hey, I wouldn't have a problem with anybody thinking that he was a snub for All NBA, especially since his bum of a teammate Julius Randle got an All NBA slot. I felt that if there was any Knick that deserved that slot, it wasn't Julius Randle, it was Jalen Brunson. And then stop.
You're right about that.
You know
You're
what I
right
mean?
about that.
So,
You're right about that. I think that's the main reason why they have to trade Julius Randle, though, because this is Jalen Brunson's team, and I don't know if you can have two alphas like that in the locker room.
Yeah, you can have them if I think the problem with Julius Randle's game is that it doesn't take into account that he has four other teammates on the court with him. And so if he's hot, it's great and you can live with it. But if he's not, oh damn, your whole team scheme as far as what you're trying to do on the offensive side of the ball gets wrecked because he's dominating the ball and then he's not creating for anybody else but himself.
That's what I mean, you know. Oh, I mean, this is Jalen Brunson's team. Like, he's not gonna defer to Jalen Brunson. If Jalen is telling him, like, yo, it's not, you know, let's work something out. Julius is too much of an alpha. He was here first, and he's just not going to.
And what I'm pushing back, I guess, on is not what you're saying, is the classification of him as an alpha. It's not about him being an alpha, because if we talk about alphas, shoot, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson, they all figured out a way. So there's ways for alphas to coexist. Kobe and Shaq, they didn't even like each other, but they coexisted on the court. There's ways for alphas to exist if they have a high basketball IQ and their game isn't built such that, hey, it has to be all about them. Like, hey, with Julius Randle's offensive game, it's all about him. And if he's not on, your whole team offense, it's off.
It's not even just the offense. It's just his whole.
Alpha, that's him making bad decisions.
But see, that's the problem, because that energy influences the other players around him. We got young guys that we trying to set good examples for, and again, you know, I don't know if that's just the culture you want to create and whatnot. So they definitely, I mean, I think they like Julius, but they definitely have some. RJ Barrett is the one I would trade, honestly speaking.
And I'm gonna give y'all a hot take right now. Quietest kept, and I know he's done a good job with the talent that he has, but I think y'all need a new voice in the locker room and coach. I'm gonna say it because Tibbs, he has an expiration date, y'all. He doesn't.
Yeah.
He's not a long-term coach. He's a coach that, hey, you can bring the right to ship as far as getting some semblance of a defensive culture into your locker room, but he hasn't shown that, hey, he can build a team to be a championship contender.
I mean,
that he's developed. You know, what I mean,
We're not at that point yet, though.
Yeah, like,
we still building.
I feel he already overachieved.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think that hey, you need to get the coach that's going to take you over the hump. Like
they gotta build some consistency at this level before they start thinking about championships first.
Because the coaches that took over the hump got fucked. Like, that's Nurse, that's Buldenholzer, that's Frank Vogel. They've done it. Whatever you think of them, they've done it. So who else are you going to hire?
You take Budenholzer out of that list, pick one.
So you would hire Nick Nurse or Vogel to coach the Knicks. I mean, they're proven.
Because I think, honestly, I think Tibbs could take them but so far, man. And I think they're going to need somebody that can, like, honestly, and if you had to press me to it, Pete, I would say, hey, get Nick Nurse.
But I could say, well, that talent only could take Tibbs so far. So you don't think Tibbs would have won with Kawhi? Like, I think Tibbs could have won with Kawhi. I don't think the Knicks have championship talent yet. Jalen Brunson is a very big piece of getting there, but I mean, no.
And I agree with you on that part, but I'm thinking, this is what I'm thinking. You have a solid piece in Jalen Brunson where you know, hey, this guy is going to be the face of our franchise or the future of our franchise or a major piece to that future, right? And you're setting up a culture, and you've already started establishing that culture because Jalen Hayes has gotten a full season in, gotten a full postseason in, and the whole nine. Tibbs, I'm sorry, I think he's peaked at this point. Now you need that other coach that you can get to, hey, cement what you have developed right now and realize that, hey, you're not going to be an immediate championship contender, but hey, build it with the coach that you feel is going to take you over the hump once you get the talent in-house. But a coach that, hey, could build on the culture that you established this season. I think I don't know. I think Tibbs, like I said, could take you but so far.
I don't disagree with you on that, but I think, again, where the Knicks are right now is thinking about developing. Like, there's different parts to a rebuild. You have the talent part, and then you have, I guess, what we want to call, quote unquote, the culture part. And the Knicks are at the point in the rebuild where they are trying to develop a sustained culture, mindset, approach to basketball. And I think, see, the one thing you don't want to do is what the Nets did, where they had a young team that was developing, they had created a culture, and then an opportunity flashed itself before their eyes, and they probably moved too quick. They probably made that move too quick. And now now it's set them back, who knows how long. So I don't disagree with you that Tibbs isn't the coach that could take the Knicks to the next level, but the Knicks are still, I think, 2 years away from even thinking about that. I think you need to keep Tibbs here with a guy like Jalen Brunson to help set what's the word, just set with the culture and the mentality of this team is going to be for the next few years and whatnot. I think if you change the voice right now, I think that's just going to cause too much confusion in-house.
One of the things that I would be concerned about if I was a Knicks fan, as far as keeping Tibbs on, is that Tibbs has shown that he can get into a rigid structure and stay there. I think you started seeing some of that in this postseason, in the sense when, hey, you guys started struggling on the offensive side. He wasn't willing to go into his bench. You got guys sitting on your bench making millions of dollars that are in the league just because they can shoot, aka Evan Fournier. That's the only reason why he's in the league, because he can make a jump shot.
Look.
And he doesn't get any time, and you're struggling for stretches of time, especially when you don't have Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle on the court. And I think at some point that's going to end up stacking up on you guys. And Tibbs, look at his past history with Chicago, Minnesota. He builds them up, and they get a good start, and then he starts getting into the rigid structure where, hey, tactically he's inflexible. So, and especially during the playoff time, that comes to bite every team that he's been with in the behind. It's like when he has to adjust on the fly or come out of his thought of, oh, I'm only going to run 7 deep on my bench, and I'm paying 15 players. Come on, y'all. And so it's like, yeah, I hear you as far as his voice and the culture he's helping to establish. But I think because of the year that Jalen Brunson's had and how he's established himself, especially in the postseason for you guys, and what he's put himself out there as the face of the Knicks at this point. So I think you get a coach that's in line with that could be tactically more flexible than Tibbs, y'all will be scary in a couple of years. But if you wait 2 years and then get the talent, and now you got to find that voice after you got Tibbs for 4 or 5 years, and now your players are used to the rigid structure. Remember how Chicago ended up after he left. Remember how Minnesota ended up after he left. They didn't get better once he left. You know what I mean? Like,
well, those teams were
able to stick.
Yeah, I mean those teams were on the downside before Tibbs left there. I mean, again,
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I see it more like
it wears on his players. He wears on his players after a while, and it's like for you to wear on your players.
Those were different players. But those were look. Did he wear on Jimmy Butler? Jimmy Butler loves this guy. And those are the type of players that you want on your team. I mean, if he wears on Karl Anthony Towns, I think that says more about Karl Anthony Towns than it says about Tom Thibodeau. You know what I mean? Like his Chicago Bulls players love him.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think he wears on players who are just they're cool with making the playoffs.
Yeah. I don't know.
Jimmy Butler wants to win.
But no, that's what I'm saying. He didn't wear on Jimmy Butler. I'm agreeing with you. He didn't wear on Jimmy Butler.
And let me put it to you like this, Kyle. Jimmy loved him so much that, hey, he shot on and embarrassing his own team and telling him, oh, you can't win without me. and then going off to do a podcast show and then asking to be traded.
But yeah, I mean, but I think that was more like that's the front office. That's maxing out Karl Anthony Towns, maxing out Andrew Wiggins. I mean
the same mistake Philadelphia made.
Yeah, Tobias. I think Tobias Harris is a solid player, but that shouldn't even be a choice. Come on.
So those, I mean, and honestly, like that's my issue with Julius Randle. I don't know if he has that mentality. I'm starting to question, like he plays 82 games, a season. Like he'll play, but I just think he's real sensitive mentally. I think he's real fragile. And I just, Jalen Brunson is tough.
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson is tough, and he showed you that. He showed you that this postseason. I don't know if Julius has that toughness in him. Just like Karl Anthony Towns didn't have that. I mean, and I don't know if this is the Kentucky guys, because Anthony Davis doesn't have that toughness in him. And so
my thing would be like
Julius, I'm starting to question that.
No, Kyle, you can't question it if you say Anthony Davis don't have it, you say Karl Anthony Towns don't have it, then you definitely have to say Julius Randle don't have it. Because with all three of them considered, he's at the bottom of that top totem pole. Can we agree on that?
I'm not talking about talent. I'm not talking about like okay, Devin Booker has it. Devin Booker has that toughness. Devin Booker has not. You know what I'm saying? Devin Booker has. I'm talking about the mental.
Aaron Fox.
Talent-wise, he's not on those guys.
But even and that's what I'm saying. Even with the mental toughness that you're talking about, hey,
yeah,
even considering that company that he's in, he's at the bottom of the top. Unless you want to switch him and Cat around, but Anthony Davis got to be at the head of that pack as far as hey, who's mentally tougher out of those three? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Like Anthony Davis got you a chip.
I think.
Yeah, he's going to the Western Conference.
Well, no.
And I'm a big.
I don't think Anthony Davis is
mentally tougher.
I don't think Anthony Davis is mentally tougher than Cat.
Or
Yeah,
Julius
definitely.
Randle.
Really? Not Julius Randle. Not Julius Randle.
Stop.
Not
Kyle.
Julius Randle.
Kyle, we just saw him.
He plays 82 games a season. He plays 82 games a season. Anthony Davis will never do that.
Once he's in the game, hey, if Anthony Davis is not hitting, he can't do anything else. That's what Julius Randle gives you. It's if I'm not on, you're not getting anything else from me.
Davis checks out of games hold on. We've seen Anthony Davis just run up and down the floor for 40
But in comparison to Julius Randle, you want to say
he checks out of games all the time.
Anthony Davis? Stop.
I think so.
Stop.
I think so.
Because Julius Randle is checking out in the second round, my dude. He's checking out in the first round.
Again, like I said, I think that's why
to save y'all. That's why I'm
starting to question him.
Because he
that's
got
why I'm starting.
Second,
that's why I'm starting to question him.
Dude, he's been this since he's been a Knick. Are you serious?
This is only his second time in the playoffs.
I mean, Trae Young got famous off of him. Are you serious? Come on, Kyle. Let's not. You talking about? We talking about two different things. I think. I'm talking about
I wouldn't be mad if Julius Randle played bad, but played hard. He played bad and didn't give any effort at all. That's what I have an issue with.
But that's him when he starts to play bad and not hit. And Kyle, for the last
that's not true. That's not true. But you don't make all in. You don't make all NBA. You don't make all NBA.
That's regular season. I'm talking about his postseason play. I'm talking about it.
That's what I'm saying. This is only his second time in the playoffs. You it's not like you had this long history. It's not like you had this long history of him doing this. You only had that one series against Atlanta. This is how you start to build a resume, though, when you do it a second time now. And that's all I'm saying. Now he's building the resume to the point where, you know what, now I got to really question if this is who he is. Because I can't just say this is who he is based off of one series.
Okay. So that LA. Never mind. Forget it. You love him. Just like Trae.
No, I don't. But that's what I'm saying. I don't. Him and RJ, I would trade this offseason with the right deal.
And like I said, I think there's some takes that you take just to be debatable. And I
What take was I being debatable about?
is like Julius Randle is anything better than Anthony Davis at mental
Hold on,
toughness.
P
The only
just
thing you
P
can say
literally just said it's debatable. P literally said it's debatable.
What?
Anthony
If
Davis being more
you
mentally
ask
tough
any-
than Julius Randle.
all right, who you taking, Anthony Davis or Julius Randle for the Knicks right now? Right now. If you
No,
had
That's
to
not
choose
the
right now.
conversation.
Anthony
Mo.
Davis is clearly a better player. That's not even close.
That's not the
I mean, mental
conversation.
toughness
That's not
is part
close.
of that. And
But
yeah,
as
I'm
far as
saying
mental toughness, because mental tough,
mentally tougher than
this is
Julius
how
Randle.
this is how I'm looking at it. They both made it to the second round. That's it. And then the AD left. That's not mental toughness. That is not.
Well,
Anthony Davis is a better player. That's not the discussion.
Okay.
But the fact that we're gonna act like Anthony Davis is
my thing is like this, Pete. 2 years in a row, Julius Randle's been in the postseason. Right now, as we speak, statistically speaking, there's only 2 players out of 116 players that are worse than Julius Randle. And y'all cats are saying this dude is mentally tough?
no, I'm not saying he's no, I don't think either one of them are mentally tough. I thought we were just saying
But,
which one is
my
more
thing is at
mentally
least,
tough.
I mean, which before at least with Anthony Davis, you get into a championship, he could be a piece.
Well,
But Julius Randle is shown to be a detriment to the last 2
I
years.
hate to do this because it kills my Kyrie arguments. He had LeBron. It's different. LeBron and Julius, and as much as Jalen Brunson gets, it's different.
Okay.
Not to say Julius Randle would win a chip with LeBron. I think that would be a horrible fit. But before. Oh, put it this way: on the Pelicans, who maxed out in the second round. That's the best you could do. Second round.
My thing is, Julius Randle played with Kobe.
Yeah, no, again, AD's better than Julius Randle. That's not a discussion to me. But
mental toughness
for either one of them, I don't think either one of them is mentally tough. I think AD is more talented, and I think when I say that, you think I'm saying Julius Randle is mental. No, he's not. But neither is AD. That's what I'm saying.
But I think that, hey, what AD has gone through and what he's been through and what he's shown him, he's shown that he's mentally tougher than Julius. Because my thing is like,
when he couldn't win at the Pelicans, he left. That's not mentally tough. He couldn't win at Orleans, so he left. That's not mentally tough.
My thing is like this, Pete. Even with like you're utilizing the Pelicans time. All right, let's utilize that. Even when he was playing in the playoffs, what I'm saying is, hey, if it wasn't hitting, it wasn't like, oh, at the end of the game or end of the series, you said, oh, the Pelicans lost because Anthony Davis didn't show up, or Anthony Davis was being this or that. We can say that about Julius Randle.
You can say that about Anthony Davis
because he's a better player. That's not.
Did you? What was it? Game two against Golden State. Anthony Davis didn't do anything this series. They won game 1 and he shut it down for game 2.
My thing is like this: you see that more consistently with Julius Randle in game where, hey, I'm not hitting, and he.
This is only his second playoff. How are you saying you see it more with him? This is only his.
I haven't seen him do anything else but quit on you.
And how many you've seen him have 2 bad playoff seasons?
That's his whole history, Kyle. What else am I supposed to go on?
Dog, what I'm saying is y'all telling me his whole history smells like excrement, and I'm supposed to think that it's roses in here? Are you serious? Who's saying that, Mo?
Come on, y'all. It's just disrespectful, y'all.
Oh, the lottery started, by the way, I think.
Yeah. 14 picks in New Orleans.
Ooh.
The Raptors. Oh,
that would have been crazy if he had ended up there somehow.
Okay. Come on, Dallas. Ah,
Toronto would have been a good.
all right. This is our last chance. This is our last chance. Come on, Dallas. Ah. Mavs keep they pick this year.
Yeah.
Orlando got 2 picks though, right? I think.
Yeah, they got Chicago's pick and their own pick.
Ooh. Wow. They just, thank you.
Nobody's moved up yet.
The eighth pick will be made by the Washington.
Thank you. Thank you.
Didn't want to go there.
Not at all.
Oh wow. He gonna end up going to fucking Detroit. Jesus Christ.
Number 6.
Pacers, I don't think the Pacers had a chance.
Everything going to form, that's fine.
Ooh,
Whatever looks like.
somebody moved up.
Oh,
Chicago, right?
Oh, Chicago.
oh wow.
Chicago's. Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
damn,
Okay.
Detroit. Good luck, Ben Wallace.
Oh, OKC.
Portland. Yes, come on, Portland. That's what I'm going for. Come on, Portland.
No, P. You don't want him to go to Portland.
I want him and Dame. Yeah.
That's where big men go to die, yo.
Find out
I'm not worried about
If
this.
they don't know how to take care of them, yo. Every big man goes there and gets injured or something, yo.
Charlotte, Houston, San Antonio, Charlotte, Portland.
San Antonio, Portland. That's what I'm going for. San Antonio or Portland.
Wemby and LaMelo.
It would be exciting, but win you nothing. I like LaMelo. I just feel like I would win you nothing.
Yeah, that'd be tough, yeah. Tough sledding.
I mean, it wouldn't be bad.
I think you need a organization that at least has shown that they're willing to spend money or get better at when push comes to shove. And I don't think Charlotte has shown that, especially with this ownership group.
Yeah, Charlotte's more for organizational thing. I don't like the organization. I actually like him and LaMelo.
Mm-hmm.
But I think LaMelo will be trying to get it out of there as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a tough one for Detroit, basically, right?
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
So you might end up you gonna get one of the Thompson twins or whatever.
They might get Brandon Miller.
Detroit hope they could get Brandon Miller.
They might. I think he's projected 4 or 5.
They had him at I think they had him top 5. But yeah, it's early because we were saying off air. Do you think John Morant's latest miscue might hurt Brandon Miller?
Wow, that's a good question.
No, I'm not gonna say that no more. I feel like I'm putting that out in the air. Maybe the GMs don't even think about it.
Nah, they think about it. I'm sure. Hey, they got a billion dollar business on the line. They think about it. I'm sure.
Yeah, like to me. If you were thinking Scoot or him, I probably would go Scoot now. You know what I mean? Like if it was like,
I think I would.
What was the Brandon Miller situation again? I forget. He had a gun in his car, or he bought the gun to somebody.
I think it's one of his guy's gun. I think he kind of brought it to the guy, and the guy committed murder, basically. Correct?
Yeah.
Right. With all due respect to the dead, but yeah.
Second generation maker. In my line of work, it's so essential to have the right.
But it kind of leans to the fact, like, although he could say he wasn't involved, but it seems like he could easily be influenced. So yeah.
Now, let me ask you guys, how do you feel about John Morant's situation? Do you think he should be suspended?
Yeah. I mean, I think he will be. I'm looking at maybe half a season.
All right, let me ask you this. Why is he being suspended?
For doing something he pretty much said he wasn't going to do again. That tarnishes the image of the league. Like it's just a bad move. Like, bro, if he wasn't in the NBA, there's nothing good that come out of that. I don't care if you're black, white, male, female. There's nothing good comes out of flashing a gun on social media. Nothing.
All right, I'm going to play the advocate. One of the things that I was thinking is, I understood the first suspension because at that time you're doing it during the course of the season. There were questions about whether you brought the gun to an NBA facility. There were questions about the legality of you owning or having a gun in the state that you were in, and how legal it was for you to actually carry a handgun in that state or in that county that he was in. If he wasn't near an NBA facility and it's an off season and he's in a state where it's legal to carry, conceal carry or carry a firearm, why should he be punished?
It's the optics. I mean, because on everything else you said, it's also the optics.
Oh, the Rockets. Number 4. This might be your one.
So officially, Udoka, you should have waited.
Oh, Portland 3.
Second pick will be made by.
Oh, San Antonio.
Who is this guy?
The San Antonio Spurs walked away with the first overall pick in the 2023 draft. The right to draft a paradigm shifter, a generational talent in Victor Wembanyama. Their first number 1 pick since 1997.
Is this kind of? It feels like this is conspiracy theory time.
Well, this is garbage, man. Excuse my language.
They had the same chance. Them San Antonio and Detroit had the same chance though, right?
14%. 14%.
Is this conspiracy theory time, Kyle?
Oh, absolutely. I'm sorry, let me ask Kyle, but absolutely.
Son, I think that this is their third time having the number 1 pick. I think the NBA definitely tries to keep certain franchises afloat, B.
Oh yeah, because if they didn't, the franchise would be bankrupt.
Yeah, this is garbage, man. This is garbage. This is absolute garbage, man. The Knicks would never get the number 1 pick. These guys got the three number 1 picks in the last. Come on, man. Stop, man. And you get the number 1 pick in the right year too. At that,
that's what I was going to say. They get the number 1. They didn't get the Michael Olowokandi number 1 pick or the Kwame Brown number 1 pick. They get the generational can't miss picks. David Robinson, Tim Duncan. Who can answer that? The only thing they missed LeBron. They missed LeBron and Shaq. That's it. Other than that, I don't know what else picks you want. Wow.
Come on, man.
Yeah, they literally only missed LeBron and Shaq. That's it. That's it.
Oh man. Classic.
Wow.
Classic.
That's a good landing spot for him, though. That's the perfect landing spot for him.
Yeah, that's what I said. As much as I dislike the Spurs, that's the best spot for the young man, easily.
And know what? I like Charlotte at 2, with the possibility to get Scoot Henderson, pair him up with LaMelo Ball. I think that would be a nice little backcourt right there.
Could be fun.
It looks fun, but it looks like a lot like Houston to me too. They'll run up.
I think that depends on the coach, who you get. Because I think you can't, with a young team like that, you can't have a coach that's trying to find his way in the league. And that's where I think Houston Rockets kind of fell short is they hired a coach with a veteran team at first, with James Harden and all of them. Then you traded everybody out, got young, and you have a new coach that's trying to figure it out with a young squad. I think that was a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
Welcome in perhaps the greatest draft prospect in NBA history.
I think
he
Charlotte.
just has to stay healthy.
We'll see how good Udoka is now, because to me, Charlotte and Houston's the same thing at this point.
So let me ask you a question. How long do you think Popovich? Because I thought Popovich was probably close to retiring.
Oh yeah, this gives him 5 years.
Oh,
this is 5 years.
5. Easy.
5.
Maybe 10.
Yeah.
How the health work out.
He would have. I truly think he would have retired. Yeah, right. I think he would have retired probably in the middle of this year or something like that. But
I think the only reason why he stayed on was saw this kid coming down the pike, and we got an opportunity.
People are saying, what's the best job? Philly, Phoenix, Milwaukee. It's now San Antonio. That's the best job.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that he hasn't proven anything yet, but I'm just saying potentially. Like, obviously, he's not Giannis, he's not Durant.
And it's interesting you say that, because I think San Antonio is the type of franchise that would probably stay in house for Popovich's replacement. I don't think they would go outside of the family and whatnot. So that's probably not a coaching job that
it's
too
not
many people gonna have.
But I think you. I'm sorry, Pete.
No, it's gonna be one of the disciples, like Coach Bud,
Right.
whoever came off that tree,
Right?
Because he came off because Pop came from the Larry Brown coaching tree.
Right.
So yeah, it's all Larry Brown. Like, they're not, and it's worked. So wow.
Yeah. Hey, it's going to be interesting. Like I said, I like those first 2 picks, those destinations, if they stay consistent as far as what their prognosticators are saying, as far as Wembanyama, Scoot Henderson going 1-2. I like those first 2 picks and where they end up.
ESPN and TNT are scrambling as we speak to get those Spur games all of a sudden. I don't think I've seen them like in a couple of years. Oh, they'll be on national television.
That'll be I'll be interested to see how much they're on national television this year, actually.
All I have to say to you, Kyle, is remember LeBron in Cleveland?
Yeah, I think it'll be whatever Cleveland games.
Like, hey, the first game of the season was a Cleveland game versus Sacramento. I guarantee you, first game of the season is going to be some San Antonio
first game.
This is going to be a bad San Antonio team.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'll give them a shot at the playing game. I'll give them an outside shot at the playing game.
Yeah. Especially if
they won 17 games. How many games they won this year? 20?
But I doubt if they got any money tied up. They could get some players.
They could get players, and also I think it's all contingent on him staying healthy and how he adjusts to the NBA game.
You said they won 17 games?
22 games, 22 and 60. To get to that, I mean, is it?
I think he's going to be
he's not giving me 20 39. I don't think he's got 20 wins yet.
I think he can get you to 39 if he stay healthy.
17 wins? That's a big improvement.
I think he can give you like 20, 22 wins.
I think it depends. It depends on their free agency, because I don't think they have nothing there.
if he's that big of a difference maker from his first season, forget it. It's lights out. He's going to be generational.
Because what was David Robinson, Duncan? Their turnaround was like a good 20 games, right?
Yeah. And plus,
they had each other.
One of the things that we take for granted is that he's playing in a league right now that's a lot more physical than the NBA will be. Yeah, in his league, they still allow hand checking and stuff like that.
Oh,
Like half of the stuff that he's getting hit with right now in his league, in the NBA, they call it a foul.
no, I'm not even talking about him. I'm worried about the supporting cast. Because if you drop Embiid a joke on San Antonio right now, I don't know if they make the playing game. You know what I mean? So it's not him. I mean, of course it's him, but I'm more concerned with the supporting cast. Like I think you could, whoever you think the best player in the world is right now, drop him on San Antonio. I don't know if they make the playoffs. They might have a shot.
I'll say this. I think if he stays healthy, he has the same potential turnaround that LeBron James did with Cleveland.
But they didn't make the playoffs, right?
No, I think they made the playoffs his first year.
I think Melo made it. I don't think he. That was the thing.
I don't think Melo made it.
A lot of people
he came close to
Melo
it.
should have won Rookie of the Year because Melo actually made the playoffs. Like
he came close to it. He gave him 20. Gave him 20 wins over what they had been before that.
He might have, but it's tough. It's tough. But he had Boozer. Remember, he had Carlos Boozer. The Spurs. I don't think the Spurs have anything.
Okay.
I'm looking at the names now. Keldon Johnson gave you 22 a game.
Luda in a riot. Keep going.
Devin Vassell.
Who?
Devin Vassell, you want that? Devin Vassell. They got your man Podol, right? Do they still got Podol? Yeah. Jeremy Sochin. Yeah.
Free agency is going to be big, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they're in the position to take advantage of it. So, hey, I like I said, you give them like 2 or 3 years, they'll be definite playoff participants, you know, on the regular. And then it's about who you can get to pair up with him to start chasing championships. I think you can give him
the type of player.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Is it the type of player that's going to need like an elite playmaker point guard to play with him, or is he?
No, I think in today's NBA, especially with how deep championship contending teams are, there's no player right now that can do it by themselves. Gone are those days. Those days have been gone even before Mike. Hey, Mike needed Pippen. Magic needed or Kareem. Bird needed Mikal Parrish. You know what I mean? Like, hey, so let's get out of that of, hey, can he, drag him? No single superstar has dragged a team like that. You know what I mean? Since Bill and Wilt. You know what I mean? And even those two, you could argue they didn't drag their teams like that. He's definitely going to need pieces. He's going to need at least a 3-and-D guy to funnel people his way. I think he's a two-way player, so that works in his benefit. But nah, I gone are the days where a single player could drag you to a championship. That ain't happening.
Yeah, to me, it's a complete rebuild, but he's the building block. Like it's
Yeah,
you
he's
scrap
the
that
foundation stone.
Yeah, you scrap that whole roster and just build around him.
And now you just trying to figure out, hey, what his game is going to be in the NBA, how he could be most effective. Is he going to be similar to Embiid, where hey, he starts most of his offense out on the perimeter, or is he going to try to work inside out? And depending on the type of guards that you get, like, hey, if you had a Jalen Brunson, you definitely will allow him to do inside out, and because hey, Jalen's going to get him the ball in the right positions or whatnot. But if you have a guard like Jalen Green from Houston, hey, who's more of a score first type of guard, all right, now now you got to start being a little bit more creative or start earning your coaching paycheck by saying, "Hey, Jalen, you either have to pay a certain way or we're gonna play like this." But yeah, like I said, it's all about just figure out what works for him.
San Antonio, they definitely did the best ever do it, right? Lot in the lottery.
Hey, last 40 years, they've been since '87.
Orlando,
Thanks,
I think Orlando and Cleveland might be,
Close.
but it might be like a distant second, but they might be second, right? You got Shaq, Dwight Howard, not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Shaq, Dwight Howard, and Paolo, not bad, not bad. But again,
And
San Antonio hit at the best possible. In Orlando, that's as good as you want. Like Shaq, Dwight Howard, Paul, they hit on all three.
Mm-hmm.
The crazy thing about San Antonio too is, and I don't know much about Wembanyama except for what I've seen. He seems like a similar character player to Tim Duncan and David Robinson. Like to be able to, it's almost like they drafted three clones of themselves almost to a certain extent and whatnot.
Yeah.
And Kyle, I would tell you, offensively at least, he is so much better than both of them. Like,
that's. I'm talking about the character. I'm talking about the character.
Definitely. Oh, definitely.
Yeah. No,
the
character. I think it's like across all three of them. It's kind of like even kill.
Yeah.
Like
guys that you want leading your franchise, probably.
Yeah, like when you say all three of them when they're franchise players. Yeah. I mean, because the David and Tim, they didn't leave. They stayed with the team the whole time. So when it's like Tim Duncan arguably is the best draft pick ever as far as helping your franchise. You know what I mean? Like Orlando got Shaq, but that didn't really help them that much. Not like it helped San Antonio. So yeah. But the character wise, it seems like everything checks out.
But hey, fellas, we know who's coming up in the draft. We know the draft order finally. I don't know about you, but I'm about to get into this Western Conference Finals game or whatnot.
Yeah. This the actual game tonight?
Yeah, my Lakers are still here. I like them Knicks.
Wow, shots!
I'm surprised. I'm honestly surprised the Lakers are still here, and definitely kudos to the organization. Honestly speaking, top to bottom, they've done a great job.
Yeah,
I think the end of the road is near, but
take notes. Take notes, though. Take notes.
If you want to see AD take, you want to look. No, you watched it. You're gonna see Anthony Davis take some mental days off this series because Joker is about to put him through the ringer.
Okay.
Joker is about to make his life miserable.
And I want you to call Randall and tell him to take notes. Take notes. That's all
He's
I'm gonna say.
Need some.
Randall, tell him to take notes. Stop worrying about what the little lady's doing on the court. Take notes. All right.
Where's Giannis? I don't want to get personal. I don't want to get personal. Oh man, that's going to be a good series though.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah, it's AD. This is going to be a defining series for him, one way or the other, though. That's for sure. Don't get outplayed, bro. Not you can lose, but don't get crushed. Like you might can't lose, to be honest, because you do have LeBron on your team.
P, I want you to calm down right now because I'm really not feeling the energy that you've been giving me tonight. You've been more on Kyle's energy level and on his floor. I need you to come back down to our level, yo.
All I said,
you saying Julius Randle is mentally tougher than Anthony Davis. I'm just.
I didn't say that. That's what I'm saying. I didn't say that.
Switch sides.
I don't even know who you are anymore. That's what I'm saying. I need to
didn't
know
say-
who you are
I
right now.
didn't say Julius
Yes.
Randle was
Who
tougher
are you
than
right now? That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
You can't be
Come to the
blinded by
dark
Julius
side,
Randle's
P. Come to
play.
the dark side, P.
I need to
Come
know
to the
who you
dark
are
side.
right now.
For the
That's-
record, like I said before, Anthony Davis is clearly
Yeah.
a better player. But the
Oh,
mental
you say
toughness, no, but the mental
it-
toughness thing, I don't think AD is mentally tough. I
okay.
don't. Why would you?
Well, I'm not asking you. I'm just saying between those two players, P.
It's a push. I don't think either one of them are very mentally
You know what?
tough.
I don't even recognize you no more, P. Game used to recognize.
Why do you think
you
Julius
real
AD is
alpha
more mentally tough? Why is he more mentally tough than Julius Randle though?
because
Besides
I
him
watch
being a Knick, I
basketball.
don't understand it.
Because I watch basketball.
That's not a valid answer. Mo.
I've seen.
That's not a valid. That's not a
I've
valid
seen.
answer.
I've seen Julius Randle play, and I've seen Anthony Davis play.
And
man.
and
when
Anthony
they fall
Davis is a
short-
better player.
When they fall short, it looks different as far as how they impact the rest of their team and the rest of their team plays and whatnot. Like Anthony Davis having a bad day, if LeBron plays out of his mind, you still have win the game. Julius Randle have a bad game, it's a wrap.
Because he doesn't have
Jalen
LeBron.
Brunson still give you 42.
No. We're not doing Jalen Brunson, LeBron. We're not doing Jalen Brunson. We're not doing Jalen Brunson.
That's what that means.
We're not doing that.
That's what
I've been a supporter. I've been a supporter of Jalen Brunson.
That's
We're
what
not doing Jalen Brunson,
But
LeBron.
I'm saying
We're
he
not
played
doing
out of
that.
his mind and you still lost. Why? Because he had the albatross around his neck named Julius Randle.
He didn't have LeBron.
Like, hey, tell me y'all didn't see that. Was I the only one that didn't see that?
Again, AD but that's not mentally tough. That's just having a bad game.
No, what I'm saying is mentally tough is lack of mental toughness is, hey, when you start realizing your shot's not falling, the rest of your game falls out of whack. And
That's all he has. No, that's all he. That's not mental tough. That's all he has. He has. If he's not scoring, he can't help you. What you thought he's going to block shots?
When he's scoring, he gives you 10 rebounds.
No, I don't. Does he even average a double double?
Yeah, P. When he's hot and on a hot streak, oh yeah, that's what got these Knicks fans all hype, and they gave him the bag for it. But when he's not hitting, oh, you don't see none of that.
No, again, I'm not saying that he's.
think-
I'm not saying he's mentally tough. I'm just saying I don't think AD's mentally tough either.
But I'm saying in that regard, I think Anthony Davis is mentally tougher than Julius Randle.
Okay. I just.
That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
I don't see it. I don't see it. Oh, yeah. I've seen AD in the Pelican land when he just jumped ship, so I can't go 10.0. He barely makes it through.
Fellas, it's been real. I gotta get up out of here.
All
All right,
y'all.
take it light.
San Antonio.
Spurs games, Team T, ESPN.
We need a fifth.
We need a fifth.